last presenter is a wonderful singer, and I would like all of you to please welcome Farayi Malek.
Thank you.
Farayi is a jazz contemporary vocalist and composer from Boise, Idaho. She received her bachelor's degree in contemporary improvisation from New England Conservatory in Music in 2017, where she studied with vocalist and composer Dominique Aid, among others, and acclaimed musicians Jason Moran and Ram Blake. The Downbeat Student Music Award-winning vocalist sings passionately about her life experience and brings joy to the stage when she performs. In addition to her academic and performance opportunity, she has a deep passion for teaching and mentoring. In the fall, she will be pursuing a postgraduate fellowship at the Berkeley Global Jazz Institute. She was also a part of our trip to Panama as one of the ambassadors of the Global Jazz Institute. Farayi Malek.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I just wanted to start by saying congratulations to my 19 peers that have presented over the past 3 days. I'm completely inspired by what I've seen, and I'm looking forward to working with you all in the future more. My project is entitled Color Me Joy, and it's a concept album of 7 compositions that address different issues that I've had to face as a woman of color, and that I know some other women of color have had to face as well. I'm going to start by showing a video that I put together for this project. My name is Farayi Malek, and this is my project, Color Me Joy.
Pretty woman, I wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or
My project is a concept album and performance project of 7 songs, where each song addresses a different issue that young women, especially women of color, have to struggle through and overcome. I wanted to look beyond the terms racism and sexism and address the underlying issues within both of those subjects, such as identity, body image issues, sexual assault, harassment, and the fetishization and objectification of women of color, and how all of these issues negatively affect mental health.
that's me.
I wanted to write music that was uplifting and empowering and joyful, but also reflective, cathartic, and healing.
Next time, did you know? Babies, maybe yes is yes and no means no. No. She can't even take a breath without the thought of tomorrow. Will she be safe and sound, or will she walk in the shadows of the unlucky? 1 in 3, take it from me.
I wanted to discuss the intersectionality of being female and a person of color, and the silencing that so many women like myself face and have been fighting against for hundreds of years.
Words in all my burdens, I found words of my body.
As a biracial woman, I'm writing this music from that perspective, but I want all women, especially women of color, to be able to relate to this music in some way.
Why must we fight so hard to?
So for the sake of time, we're going to go ahead and move on. The reason that I chose this project is because I wanted to address issues of the intersectionality between race and gender, and I wanted to write music that represented a different facet of well-represented issues. So we talk a lot about racism and we talk a lot about sexism, but we don't as often talk about how those 2 issues intersect. And they intersect in so many different ways that I felt called to share my experiences, and I think it's really important to shed light on these issues. I also wanted to write music that I would have wanted to hear as a young woman of color growing up in a community where there weren't a lot of people that looked like me. And this was also my first recording project. So I had the desire to make a strong artistic and personal statement with this because I want the audience that I build from here on out to know who I am, not only as a musician, but also as a person. So the themes that I decided to work with are all themes that I have struggled through and had to face at some point in my young adulthood so far. And those themes are identity, harassment, anger, healing, mental health, change, and being grateful for that change, and body image. And then I wrote 6 songs, and then I have one song that is a setting of the Maya Angelou poem, Phenomenal Women. I also put together spoken word poetry to be presented during the live performance between each song that would be accompanied by instrumental interludes played freely. I wanted it to be in the style of a suite, a through performance, so to say. And I envisioned having changing instrumentation throughout the performance, so adding background vocalists for one song, and then adding horns for another, and then a couple big pieces with everybody, and a few duos. So this is the first song of the project, and it is entitled Other. And it was inspired by this idea of otherness that is imposed upon mixed race people. And this song also addresses issues of mental health, sleeplessness, anxiety, and looping thoughts, which I've experienced as well.
I slipped in too late one morning after finding that our love was new. The love between me and myself, the heart and the brain, the woman you see and the woman you want to be. I slipped in too late one morning, sleeping on myself again, trying to feel where I stand, too light to be black, too dark to discern, and stuck in between two worlds. But I will define my own identity, and I don't need you to do that for me. And trust me that other isn't my identity. It's my responsibility.
Thank you. Thank you. The next song is entitled Words, and this song talks about how so many men do not listen to the words that women say in regards to consent. And every woman that I know has either been harassed, assaulted, or felt unsafe in some way at the hands of a man. Hence the Me Too movement, which was started by human rights activist Tarana Burke in 2006, but this movement really took off in 2017 in light of the Harvey Weinstein cases. When I wrote this song, I thought a lot about rape on college campuses and the anxiety that women feel doing simple tasks like walking home alone at night. And so in this piece, I really wanted to portray this feeling of unsettledness. And I did that musically with the bass line and the melody, the syncopated rhythm. And I wanted to get this feeling of, unsettledness. And so without further ado, this is Words.
Words, in all my burdens I found words of my body, of my spirit, of my mind. Find the strength to differentiate the lies. Why Why must we fight so hard to be heard? No, please leave me, grab your coat and hit the road. Maybe's maybe, yes is yes, and no means no. No. She can't even take a breath without the thought of tomorrow. Will she be safe and sound, or will she walk in the shadows of the unlucky? 1 in 3, take it from me, that you could take her soul and convince her it belongs to you.
Thank you. The next piece that I wrote is entitled, Am I Doing This Right? And I'm actually going to recite the spoken word that I wrote for this piece. Anger. You try to silence truth. You try to silence those who threaten your power. You tried to silence Malcolm X, tried to silence Tarana Burke, tried to silence Colin Kaepernick. You tried to silence Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. But the legacy these people have left and continue to leave is unyielding, and you can't silence us all.
Can I sing? Would you silence me? Can I put my fist up to the sky? Can I take a knee? Would you silence me? You ask me why I'm angry, so I'll tell you why. Am I doing this right? Should I press my hair? Would you even care? The curls upon my head don't intend to offend. Should I see both sides? Should I empathize? You ask me why I'm angry, so I'll tell you why. I have to prove to myself that I don't have to prove myself to you. Why? Because you tell us how to challenge the mess you've made. Should I cry? Would you sympathize? Would your humanity transcend the values you defend? Hang me from a tree? Would you silence me? You asked me why I'm angry, so I told you why. Did I do it right?
Thank you. The next song is about healing, and I wrote this song at a time when I kind of had come to these realizations about my place in society and the way that society might view me that I wasn't really previously aware of, and also about the rude awakening of the Trump election and healing from the aftermath and finding a way to move forward, and that is with love.
Don't misunderstand me. I want freedom. I want justice. I want recognition of these faults. I don't want promises. I want acknowledgement. To stop seeing videos of black bodies on the ground. To live in a world where women are exalted, not disregarded. I want to live in a world, in a country, where the red, white, and blue is a place for the black, brown, and beige alike. I want to feel pride in this country, not attacked by it. Don't misunderstand me. I'm only asking to be heard. Told us to be brave, go and make a change. Now the table's turned, I can see
actually going to go to another recording of this now where you can see the lyrics.
Is how you grow. This is the same old song we've been singing, but now you hear the plea of lives that matter. You didn't understand till the glass ceiling wouldn't shatter. I'm stuck in this skin and I can't find the ladder to get all the things you're given on a silver platter. This is the same old song we've been singing. I hope for the day when nobody's running, and everyone's waiting for time to know that their lives worth fighting for. When you know this nation is built on the beauty of your dreams, just know beauty is magnified by love. We need love, singing the same old song. How do we end this song? How do we right the wrong? How do we end the pain? What have we to gain if our strength is built on the misery of others? Haven't we learned?
Thank you. Thank you. The next song is entitled Shine Again, and this song is about mental health and recovering from depression, and I'm going to recite the spoken word that I wrote for this as well. In the thickness of fog, you can't see anything beyond a few feet. Maybe all you can see is your hands. Logically, you know it's only condensation, but in the moment, it's suffocating. You can't see in any direction. There's no darkness or light, just a numbing, dull gray. This is what depression felt like for me. My thoughts and feelings defied logic. I didn't feel safe in my skin, in my relationships, or my environment. I felt lost, unsure of myself, violated, angry, ready to heal but unsure how. I needed to have faith that as the sun rises and sets, the fog would clear.
The sun will shine again. I felt unrest within my soul. All of my fears were there on the table. My heart would race, the tears would flow. So I'd always count to 10 and know the sun would shine again. What I need you to know now is that I'm okay. I'm alright. I feel the joy inside, but I still have those days. Yes, the days are great, but in between it all, I think of where I started from and where I am, and I just wonder if God has a plan for me. You cannot know how.
Thank you. Thank you. The next piece is entitled Change, and it's really inspired by my experiences over the last 2 years, struggling with depression and then coming into the Global Jazz program and embracing the challenges that I was faced with and finding joy through all of it. It's really, really changed me, and that's what this song is about.
Like the seasons, change gives us perspective. Change is what I'm most grateful for in this life. The possibility for others to change, to become better, more compassionate and empathetic people, and the possibility for me to change, to be more understanding of someone else's perspective, and to be grateful for the forces that have provided me with the opportunity to grow. There was a time when I was dark and felt all alone, couldn't get my thoughts straight, tired to the bone, couldn't eat or drink, and I sure didn't want to sing, but I am grateful for these things. I am grateful for those moments, these lessons, this change, changing me the way I see what I see, and the way that I feel what I feel, the way I respond to judgment, the way
I'm going to play a little bit more of that for you.
There was a time, these lessons that I feel what I feel, the way I respond to judgment, the way I embrace my fears. I am grateful for those moments, these lessons, this change. There was a time I felt disdain. I am grateful for those moments, these lessons. I am grateful for those moments, these lessons, this change, changing me the way I see what I see, and the way that I feel what I feel, the way I respond to judgment, the way I embrace my fears. I am grateful for those moments, these lessons, this change, this change, this
Thank you. And the last piece of the project is a setting of Maya Angelou's Phenomenal Woman. And when I first started this project, I really wanted to write a song about body image, but as I delved deeper into this poem, I realized that it said everything that I needed to say. And before I play it, I'm gonna read the spoken word that I wrote for this as well. Women of color are often fetishized, viewed as exotic, lewd, or crass, while white women are often viewed as the epitome of class and beauty. Since American colonial times, Black women have experienced a disproportionate rate of sexual exploitation and abuse. The consequences of this today can translate into body shaming, slut shaming, eating disorders, abusive relationships. The list goes on and on. The issue of body image isn't just a skinny versus overweight issue. It's a deep and historical issue that holds most women on this planet to an impossible and unattainable standard. It is important to teach young girls that no matter our ethnic features or the color of our skin, texture of hair, or fullness of figure, that we are all enough. However we choose to modify our bodies needs to be our choice and not society's choice. Phenomenal Woman by Maya Angelou beautifully illustrates the strength, grace, and power that every woman possesses. And we are all phenomenal women.
I say it's in the fire in my eyes, the flash of my teeth, the swing in my waist, the joy in my feet, 'cause I'm a woman, phenomenally phenomenal woman, that's me, 'cause I'm a woman, phenomenally phenomenal woman, that's me.
Thanks. Thank you. So next for this project is I would like to spend some time really mixing this music and making it as great as it can be, and I would like to release it and book performances at churches, community centers, and youth-friendly venues so I can reach out to as much young people as possible. I would like to connect with freedom schools in the greater Boston area and expand eventually out beyond Boston. And if you're not aware, freedom schools are summer literacy programs that are rooted in the civil rights movement. And I think it's really, really important for children to have something to do during the summer, some activity to do that's enriching and educational for them. And not every child can afford to go to summer camps. And that's why I think freedom schools are so important, because they are free of charge. And in freedom schools, they use a lot of music, and so I would like to use music in freedom schools to create a dialogue about the intersectionality between race and gender and ethnicity in Idaho, which lacks cultural and racial diversity. Thank you to everybody involved in this project. This list is so long, but very, very special thanks to Danilo and to Marco. You've been the most amazing mentors and leaders, and you've taught me so much, and I am forever changed through this experience. Very special thanks to Terry Lynn for, our talks about this project and for, helping guide me, and to Nadelka for being on my committee and for helping me with this process and for producing, to Dominique Eid for producing, to every musician that played on this project. There were 13 of us, I believe. And to all of the teachers and my fellow students and friends at the Global Jazz Institute, especially fall semester Amber Ensemble. You know who you are. You set the tone for the year for me, and I love you so much. And my family for their constant love and undying support.
Farayi! Woo! Congratulations. Wonderful. I think Terry has.
Wow, congratulations. Such a great, fruition, good for your project coming into fruition the way it did. I just think you're a very strong songwriter. And like I told you, like when I heard Phenomenal Woman the first time, it stayed in my brain, which was a big deal. So, yes, I wanted to say that what strikes me the most is your courage, and that's such an important part of music. You know, you have had to have a lot of courage to talk about all of these issues. You know, you probably have more courage than me in that regard. So thank you for that inspiration. And just keep developing, you know, your courage and keep just being honest, you know, like you're doing as you develop. And your songwriting, too. I mean, you have like a style already of your own. Like, I mean, I could probably hear, you know, a song tomorrow, the next day that somebody else is singing. If something you wrote, I would recognize it, you know. So that's very cool and very, it's a big accomplishment at your age and stage in your career. So congrats on that, too. I'm also very excited to see where it goes, you know, like how you develop that even more, and encourage you to also not, you know, get in any habits, you know, because I think that's when you have something that is strong, it's also easy to develop habits. So maybe, you know, and even the song Change, you know, that's kind of interchangeable with courage to me. So I think you should write a song called Courage. I would like to have also heard more about your influences, your musical influences, personal influences, social, political influences. I mean, you spoke about Maya Angelou, but I know there's a slew of other people. So I would love to have heard a little more about that. And you know, the only other thing I would say is the only song, like the song Words, you said that the rhythm was unsettling, and you was trying to create an unsettled feeling with the rhythm and the bass line. And I think when I heard it, I felt like I wanted to feel a little more unsettled harmonically. You know what I mean? And I just felt like out of all the pieces, that one could have had maybe some more unsettling harmony to match the lyric better. So maybe, you know, in the future, you know, think about how you're matching the harmony with the lyric even more. Whereas, Am I Doing This Right? And Nobody's Running, you know, really to me did match, you know, the sentiment of the song, of the lyric. That's, you know, it's all subjective. But again, congratulations and thank you for, you know, letting me hear the music and talking to me about it a little bit ahead of time. Thanks for that opportunity.
Let me know when and where I can buy this album. When and where I can buy the album.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very strong voice in all the senses of that word. I liked one word in particular that maybe is an echo of what Terry just said. When you were introducing the why you undertook this project, the word that I underlined on my page was overcome. Yeah, the things that people overcome. That's a very important concept. Yeah. And not now, but I would like to have a short conversation about you. I have one idea to give you for kind of the next step.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right.
Great. Looking forward.
Oh my gosh. I think the music speak for itself. Is so strong to me. All of your composition I agree. Like I would buy this record now. Your message is super strong, and And I think just because of being so close to you this semester as your advisor, I just would like to speak for what I saw you to be so determined and in putting this project together and so well organized. You're so clear in your mind of everything you have to do, the way you got all of these musicians together, the recording session. You are such a pro. and you treat everybody with such a love and respect, and I think that adds so much to what you do in your music. And I'm just incredibly proud that I've been part of this project with you and to see you grow so much this year. And I'm very happy that you will be with us next year too. We're not gonna let you go.
Hi, my love. Hi. I know you to be a very determined, as Marco said, young woman. And I believe that anything if you set your mind to do, it shall be done. In the end, when you were listing your intentions for the future, one of them said to create a freedom school in Idaho. And through our conversations, I remember you telling me that there were oftentimes you were the only black person in the class, possibly in the school, in the neighborhood. Just that otherness was really, really strong in your life. And so to have the intention to go back home and create such diversity in a community that, from what I understand, is not that diverse is a strong task, which I know you can do. I just want to say to you, remember self-care, that as you walk this walk, which will be a process, be patient with yourself and understand that it's a journey that perhaps had never been done, where you're going to go do it. Mm-hmm. And so just, again, be patient, allow the years to flow in love, in peace, in dedication. But I'm with you whenever you need it, however you need it. And impressed by your songwriting, impressed by the lyrical content, impressed by what I perceive as an understanding of harmony within the music. And so what I'm loving about it is the intellectual content, the theory part of it, that those of us who study music get into, but yet it's still something that I believe that those who don't necessarily study music can still get the beauty from it. And I think that's a delicate balance that I respect so much. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Love you.
Since the first time, remembered in a class, you sang for me Overjoy with a duo with Lior. And I remember, which is a very curious thing when you talk about music. You can't talk about music because it's mystery, of course. All of a sudden, I left the place. I wasn't there. And once again, you did it again today. You have done it all the times. You have that magic. The message that you're trying to get across, which it gets really strong, has this magic feel to, and we all become one, and we all go there, and you bring us in, and your music has a very magnetic feel to, and is the sign of a great artist when it can erase and it can make an invisible world visible. And I encourage you to continue in this amazing path, and I agree with everything everybody said. What Terry Lynn said also, I hear at sound. You have an aesthetic about how you want to present your music and the way you write. Would like to encourage. There's a strong sense of music therapy to me. When I hear it, it's like it's hitting it. I can't help. I'm thinking about my wife, because she's a music therapist. And Do not forget you're a singer. You have a gift, your instrument. When we go through all these things that challenge our life, or we are trying to find for answers, one of the greatest challenges we have, I think, is to create attachments. Because attachments are a way of making us feel secure. And just make sure that whatever conclusion you arrive in, it doesn't translate in music, because music is something that gotta keep growing with your being. Music has to be a reflection. Call it a beat, call it a harmony progression, call it, because your voice and your ideas about lyrics are challenging certain aesthetics about, is that the chord that goes with that? The word meant a lot. We can talk more about this, and we will. That's one thing. I felt like I was in a play today. I will encourage you to, more than present this as a music, think about writing a play. I'll go every day just to, and I see acting in your life. I see you in a movie. I remember attachment leads to suffering. So the one thing I want to say is, it's really hard for me to say anything, but I'm saying a lot, but I hope that I can transcend what I'm trying to encourage. You have a gift that a lot of instrumentalists will love to have. With one word, you can paint a new world. You can make something magic out of, and you have that ability. So, blessings. I hope you continue in this path, and as I've told Nedaka before, and so many other great singers, Liz Wright, I said, you have a responsibility. You have to lead the instrumentalists. Lead us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.